Hello again, it's James from JRT Bees, and it is April 3rd. It's just under 60, it's about 58. It's a little windy, but there's today and tomorrow look good for more inspections. I'm going to bring you along. I did some inspections a few days ago, and I showed you colony number 8. And they were very big. They had 8 or 7 frames of brood in the deep, and 4 frames brood in the super. And this time of year, for me anyway, that's a lot. They're definitely gonna want to swarm. But what I'm doing is I've only checked 2 other colonies that day, and they were both smaller. One was really small, and then the other one was about medium. But what I want to do is take from the very strong colonies and give to the weak colonies, and kind of equalize everything. Hopefully you could see that. There's a few bees in the top. When I unwrapped everything, this is colony number 1. It was definitely my smallest colony, just looking in from the top. So I figured I videoed my strongest colony. Now I'm going to video my weakest colony so we could see together what it looks like. And honestly, I need to find a place like a weak colony like this, hopefully, that I can put in some brood frames from a strong colony. So before I go pulling brood frames, I need to know where I'm going to put them. So that's why I'm looking in here to see if I could put some brood frames in here. A little shiny nectar or something on that. So this is the top box. I'm just going to work my way over. I believe I checked in on these girls like a week ago, and I actually found the queen. She was in the top, but there was no eggs or anything yet. So I want to see what she's doing. There's still quite a bit of honey up here too. That's all honey. Honey on that side. See, the next frame's all honey. We'll pull this one out. This time of year, I did see some drones the other day. Some drones in the hive, but there's really not. I don't think there's enough drones out to do any kind of walk-away splits right now. And I don't know if I can get a local queen yet. It's a little early for that. So there's it's all open right there. I think this is where the queen might be starting to lay. Maybe the next frame. But I really want to check the deep. See if they're doing anything down there. This is a very light frame, and there's larva. And there's the queen. You can see here marked yellow. I'm going to get her in a clip. She's marked yellow from last year. This way I can check everything out and she'll be safe. She's in the clip now. So she wasn't laying a week ago, but now this has some eggs and some very young larvae. But this is definitely the type of colony that I want to boost, and that'll help this colony. And taken away from a really big colony, it'll just help slow that colony down from swarming. So I had one colony swarm last year, pretty much not to death, but they didn't do anything all summer long, no honey. This is all full of eggs and larvae. So two brood frames, nothing capped or anything. She must have just started about 4 or 5 days ago, laying up here. But we'll see what's in the bottom. This frame's got some weight to it. It's just a honey frame. So there's really only 2 frames up here with brood on them. So they can definitely use some help. Put this honey right back here in the middle for them. That's where it was. I am gonna take off the super, get this put back together. It's nice when you know where the queen is, so when you're doing your inspections and stuff, you don't have to worry that you're gonna hurt her. They're actually in a good mood today, and I guess because the sun's out. I'm gonna leave the queen right in the middle, over top of her brood. I'm gonna set this super onto my top cover. That didn't make them too happy. So they got a little weight in there still, probably 25 pounds or so. I'm gonna put my styrofoam on top. Keep them warm, keep them calm. Now we'll see what's down here. Move the camera. So yeah, there's 1, 2, maybe 3 frames of brood. Give them a little smoke. Let's see what's going on. Looks like lots of honey left. First time down here this year, and they have everything really glued together good. Wow. Gotta get one out. So we gotta work on the rest. Yeah, there's a lot of honey left in here. So I'll probably pull some of this honey out. Give it to some of the lighter colonies. Because I have to make room in here if I want to add brood. Yeah, that's just all honey. Dead bee. And there's really not much foraging right now. It's windy. Most of the other colonies are pretty active, so that's why I think these girls need some boosting. It's just all honey. See this end frame has some really wide honey on it, but that one's pretty empty. They could probably use some of that space. So this is full of honey. I'm going to move this one on the outside. Clean the box up a little bit. First inspections always take the longest because I like to get everything cleaned up as best as I can. These shelves, all the propolis. Sorry girls, here to help. Another heavy frame. I mean, I don't know if that's just, there's some pollen on that one and open nectar on that one. I don't know if that's just from last fall. That's another full honey frame. So they got plenty of honey in here. Yep. There's some room on that one. It's a lay. So honey, and this is half honey. That's going to be more than enough. Let's see if there's any brood. This is a light frame. Pollen. It's all pollen. Empty comb on that side. So maybe they're getting this ready to lay. Sometimes you can tell, hard to see, but down inside those cells, they're perfectly clean and polished. That's usually a good indication that they're getting it ready for the queen to lay. So we'll clean some more of this up. Propolis. I don't know what you guys do, but I tend to just drop it down into the hive. And maybe they can reuse it. I don't know. I don't know if they'll pick at it and reuse it. Sometimes I clean it out, but most of the time I just put it back down in. I got these glued down. Watch out, girls. Watch out. Alright, so there is some brood. And there's larvae around the outside of that. Yeah, there's capped brood. She's gone back and filled up all those empty holes there. This is an old frame. So one brood, I can see the next one is brood. They don't like that. Sorry, girls. I got my first 2 stings the other day, right on the same hand. Brood. Not a huge amount. And some brood there, a few drones there. There's ones right in the middle. There's those big bullet ones. That's drone. So she's getting going. So that's 2 broods. So this hive can definitely use some brood. And when I transfer brood, this is pollen. So there's only 2 broods down here, and what was there, like 1.5 in the top. And that's all open. Next frame has, I'm going to take it out and clean it up, a little bit of honey on it. So this is a small colony, there's not many bees either. So when I take brood out of a big colony, I'll take the whole frame with the bees. And I actually just bought myself one of those bee caddies so I can store the brood while I'm working and then put it all in. But I'll give this colony the whole frame with the bees. Some of the bees will fly back, which isn't a big deal. Most of them will stay, and that helps. Definitely helps knock down the bigger colony and boost the smaller colony. Well, I got the queen safe. I'm going to take clean this bottom board off, and the slatted rack also has some comb underneath. I want to get that off. Just cleaning off all the racks that they have built on the side here. Makes a difference when you're putting everything back together. So this one's got a little honey. I'm going to flip it around and put the bigger section of honey towards the outside so they can use that. But I got to make some room in here for brood frames that I'm going to add. This one's got some open cells, and pollen's really important. So that needs to go back. Keep that there. This is a whole empty frame they can use. It's got some really fat honeycomb on this side, which will interfere with a frame next to it. It's kind of a pain in the neck. I might just take that one out. And I think this full frame of honey, I'm going to take that one out. So now we have room for at least 2 brood frames. And this is the brood here. I want to keep that. I want to keep that in the center where it was. It was right there. So I am going to clean this up a little bit first. Some of this wax off the top. Bucket. Still pretty brittle. It was cold the last couple nights here. Okay. I'm actually going to push all that brood together. All the way over that way. And I forget what was on this frame. This is pretty much pollen. So I'm going to put that too over there with that brood. And then if I can get some brood out of the other boxes, I will put that right here so it stays in the middle. And we have plenty of honey. They need more bees to collect more pollen. Alright, let's take this off. Clean that bottom board. Yeah, this is heavy. I'm going to set this over here. Right behind you guys. And this is good wax. There's not many bees down here. Not much foraging today. You can see all that wax under there. Let me shake those bees off into the hive. There he goes. Yeah, these first inspections always take so long. So I like to start out with nice clean bottoms. Very brittle. It's all from last year. It's usually always drone comb. That's what it is. There's no drones in it now. There's nothing in it, just empty comb. Okay. That little stuff there is fine. I'm just going to leave that. Let's save all this stuff in the bucket. Oh wow, look at that, there's a hole. There's a hole in the bottom there. See that hole? I have no idea why there's a hole. Looks like a carpenter bee drilled a hole through it. Wow. Scrape everything off. So now these will start with a nice clean bottom board. We'll be better off. Okay. Huh. That hole. Have to keep an eye on that hole. Make sure nothing is getting in there. I don't want it to be in there. Alright. Put this back together. There's a few foragers coming back. And yeah, I think this is definitely my weakest colony. So, I have to help it out a little. It looks like I got a good queen. It's just the numbers didn't hold up over winter. They must have died. I'm gonna leave my queen in there. Just put my top cover over like that, just to keep her safe. And then try to get some brood. And that's what I'm doing, just equalizing everything. Trying to get everything to the same strength. And yeah, that's it. Pick up the rest of this comb. Alright, I'm just trying to keep my videos short, and I can't video all my inspections. I'll be here all day, and probably tomorrow too. I have to try to get through 4 today and 4 tomorrow, just like that. And this was an easy, small one. The other ones are much bigger, and they're going to take me a little longer. But I'd like to get some brood in here today, since I got the queen in her clip. So I might just jump right into number 8, because I know there is at least 5 fully capped brood frames, and that's definitely also, you don't want to move open larvae into this colony. They're just not big enough to feed it. So I will only move completely capped brood. So then all you have to do is keep it warm. And like I said, I move it over with the bees, so that'll help them keep it warm. And then it'll all hatch out and just completely double the strength of the colony. And then hopefully it'll take off and make some honey, but I definitely don't have to worry about this one swarming. It's number 8. That's going to be, I say in 2 weeks they'd probably be making swarm cells. So, alright, I think I'm going to go into that one and find some frames to give. Alright, thank you. Good luck with your bees.